down everything that you are going through. One of the reasons why people get overwhelmed is because we also have not been trained how to departmentalize and organize your issues.
Yes, absolutely.
Like you organize your clothes, you have to organize your issues by priority. Because while you over here talking about, and they was talking about me in the bathroom at the church, they really had me. Okay, you are number 99. Thank you. On the list. We will get to you. You know, you understand.
Here's Chrysler filing bankruptcy, and we talking about this right here.
No, here it is. I'm trying to talk to the mortgage company about saving my house.
Right.
And right now, I'm sitting in church trying to feel bad because somebody talked about me in the bathroom. That's number 96 on the list.
That's right.
Because you got to get real good and grown. Because problems is for grown folk. You got to get real good and grown about your situation. And if you're going to have issues, and if you're going to have problems, then put everything in order. If you're going to organize your blouses, if you're going to organize your shoes, if you're going to keep order to your house, if you're going to clean your house, if you're going to keep order to your car, organize your issues too. Prioritize everything and say, okay, this is A important, this is B important, this is C important, this is not okay, this is D, E, F, G. But I'm not going to allow my mind to go to a point of scrambling to the point that everything hits me at one time. And now I have no answers for none of it.
Okay.
So now you have to make a list. And that list have to be written down. And while we are on the air right now, I want you to make a list of what's really bothering you. What is the most important thing that is bothering you? Because what you're going to find out on that list, you're going to be able to find out and physically look at the things that you can do something about and the things that you can't.
Yes.
And I think the majority of the stuff, James, that people are crashing over is things that they need to turn over to God that they can't do anything about. And understanding that if you're in this predicament, then there is a lesson to be learned. And what is being said to you is, you got to get the lesson.
You got to get the lesson.
You got to get the lesson.
That's good. Yeah, and when it comes on you, I think you have to get a state of mind of, okay, I got to stop this. My mind's running amok. I am going crazy because I'm thinking all these thoughts. How am I ever pull myself back? Let's get to number one.
Because you crash when you're overloaded.
Oh, you do crash. You do crash.
You crash when you are overloaded. When it's so much on you until you can't think straight. You crash when you're overloaded. But then let's go back to something, guys, because I want you guys to email us, because we're going to read your emails. If you're watching today and you want to talk about your issue, I'm inviting you to pick up the phone and call. It's 1-866-942-9686. That's 1-866-942-9686. My blood is running back in my head. I can remember. We want you to pick up the phone, and we want you to come, because I want to talk. We had a young lady last week that we talked to about her issue. Pick up the phone, and you can talk directly to us, because I want you to know that you are not in trouble. You are in transition.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, go ahead.
I think people, when they get like this, they feel alone.
Yes.
They have no one. And they need to realize they have you. They can email you. You will help them.
Right.
And that's why they need to email you right now, because they don't have to be alone in this.
Right.
It's hard.
Right. Because I think one of the things that we have to go back to, and which is key, and I'm just kind of sitting here just doodling and writing it down, is what kind of person have you been in the way that you resolve issues? Okay, now watch this. Let's take a trip. Everybody on the panel watching my internet, let's take a trip. Let's go back to your childhood, and if any of you can remember yourself in kindergarten, no more than, don't take yourself past the second grade. Okay, can anybody remember yourself?
I can.
Can you see yourself?
Oh, yeah.
When you were in second grade? Can you remember yourself when you was in the second grade, kindergarten? When there was a problem, how did you resolve it as a child? What kind of person were you when you got hit on the playground? Whenever there was an issue in your life, what kind of person were you, and how did you resolve your issues when you were a child? We're going to commercial, and we'll be right back to get your answer and to bring you our answer. Think about that. What kind of person were you?
Yeah.
when you were a child.
That's good.
And what you were then, you are as an adult.
It's the hottest online talk show in all of cyberspace.
I really don't think that people really want to deal with their issues.
Okay.
I think they want to just feel good.
Real issues that really matter.
Like Brett, all right? The religious, and I hope I don't get in trouble with this, but here he is because of who he is. He's got earrings on.
But it's okay, to have these earrings.
He got earrings on, he must be gay. He got earrings on, you know, he got a girl down there, you know, is he a transvestite in the secret? But the bottom line
This is Straight Talk on JuanitaBynum.com. Real talk.
I've lived all my life for other people. Okay, I'll take them out. But this is me. This is me.
It's time for real answers. Speak on it today with Dr. Juanita Bynum II. It's the people's turn. Discussions that matter. Thank you for joining us today.
But the system's down, is it up?
Hi. Before we went to break, we were talking about you as a child and how did you handle crises when you were a child? Because literally speaking, who we were as children are who we are right now.
Absolutely.
And so then we're going to find out whether or not that is where the real root of the problem is to the reason why you're not able to bring a resolve when you hit a crisis. Right now, I want you to email us and just go ahead and email us because we're going to be reading some of your emails. And if you're an individual that is watching today and you would like to talk about your issue, you're going through, and I'm telling you, you're not alone. You're not just sitting in your living room alone. You're not at work alone. I know you're probably going through in your mind and saying, but can I really, really talk about it? And I don't want people to know it's me. Well, on this particular program, we do give you an opportunity to rename yourself. So if you want to be Sister Bubblegum, if you want to be Coconut, if you want to be Cookie, just call us. If you want to make up you a name so nobody would know who we're talking to, that's fine. The main important thing is I want you to leave the phone, and if you don't get help, at least I want you to leave the phone knowing that you got hope today. And so we're talking about what were you like when you were a child? James Scott, we'll start with you.
I remember when you said that, it took me back to second grade. I was in Chicago, and I remember a crisis that happened was, and now since you said that, very good point, because that reflects to my adulthood. I remember that I was a kid going over the fence, jumping over the fence. When I jumped over the fence, I bust my head. And I had a big hole in my head. And what I did was I went to the house, I didn't say anything, and all I remember was my mother screaming and hollering, you know, James, let's rush him to the hospital. And so I did not want to say I bust my head because I didn't want to go. I want to stay outside. I was an outside person. So I knew had I told my mother the crisis, she was going to make me stay inside. And so today, you know, and Odessa would tell you this, is I don't open up and share a lot. I keep it to myself, and I don't know what the response is going to be, but I don't. I'd rather work it out. And most men that I've talked with, we work stuff out up here. Okay. You know, we don't get into the emotional part. We try to logically figure it out. Okay, I can work this out.
And so we try to deal with the crisis in our
Yeah,
head.
they don't even
Okay,
stop and ask for
well,
directions.
First of all, I want to welcome you because it's been brought to my understanding that we had technical difficulties here in Atlanta and we just went live. We're talking about how to survive a crisis in your life. The last question coming up was, what were you like as a child? So that we can help you to understand why it is that when a crisis hit you, the first thing you